6:56 on a Thursday night here in Bethany, West Virginia, where the Bethany Bison hosted Chatham Cougars in this PAC semifinal match. Drew Von Sayo and Josh Allegra here with you as the winner of this match takes on the winner of Westminster and Grove City, also tipping off in just a few minutes. Looking at Chatham, they are coming off of a 4-set victory at home against Geneva, 3-1. Amelia Bogovich led the way with 18 kills, and Shayla Pepperman had 40 assists in the match. Bring in my broadcast partner now, Josh Allegra. And Josh, aside from replicating that strong performance that they had Tuesday night, what does Chatham need to do to come in here on the road in this semifinal contest and come away with the win?
Look, Drew, I'm telling you right now, these women, they're hungry. I was talking with Coach before the game prior. She was telling me that this practice this week, she said it was through the roof. Girls would get down on themselves. I'm telling you what, Chatham better bring everything in the kitchen sink from Pittsburgh.
As for the Bison, they did have the first round bye, of course, as the second overall seed. This being their first playoff experience in the 2021 season. The last time, of course, the Bison were in the playoffs this spring, losing 3-2 against the Washington and Jefferson Presidents. As we can see in front of us, Josh, Hummel Fieldhouse is absolutely packed right now. How much difference is that going to make for the Bison having the crowd on their side and one that is as rowdy as this one's going to be?
This stadium is going to erupt. We went from not having any spectators in the game at all for all of last year. This game is going to be electrifying. The students know what's coming. And not only do we have this team making a run for the championship, last night, men's soccer is going to the championship. So this school is already on its feet, and now we're just jumping for the top.
Absolutely, and as a member of the men's soccer team, I can confirm how excited it was yesterday at Grove City, in which the men's soccer team won 2-1. The clock is winding down. We have less than a minute to go. We're going to take you through our officiating crew here tonight. Patty Nealis, the R1, Greg Lockley, R2. The line judge on the near side is Barry Schafrin and Doug Patterson on the far side. As the clock winds down towards 0, teams taking their positions on the baselines. We're going to send it now to head men's lacrosse coach Ryan Hillier for the introduction of the official starting lineups.
We muted?
all set for action here inside Hummel Fieldhouse for this PAC semifinal matchup. Winner advances to the championship game, either hosting Grove City Saturday or traveling to Westminster undefeated in President's Athletic Conference regular season play. We'll run through the starters here quickly for you once again. For Chatham, Megan Dominic, Amelia Bogovich, Bailey Horan, Macy King, Riley Ritko, Kaylee Davis, and Shayla Pepperman. Dominic, of course, the libero for Chatham. As for the Bison, Anna Taylor, Jess Moore, Olivia Kaler, Riley Felton, Elena Torres, Emma Marthins, and the libero Asia Krim, the freshman from Shoals, Indiana. As we already experience a wild crowd here inside Hummel Fieldhouse. Several teams in attendance: men's soccer, women's basketball, men's lacrosse. You name it, the sports teams here from Bethany. As we see both teams wearing white jerseys tonight. The Bison, of course, moving from right to left. Chatham going the reverse, left to right. The libero Krim for the Bison in the away green top. The libero for Chatham in Dominic in the Chatham home purple. The Bison will be set to have the opening serve. It'll be Asia Krim.
Here we go, Drew.
Whistle blown. Serve up from Krim. Dug out by Bogovich. Bogovich sending it over again. That'll take a deflection off of Riley Felton in front, and Chatham striking first here in set one.
It's like Riley Felton's having a little issue.
Yeah, something underneath the jersey that she hands to Coach Hillier. Dominic set to serve for Chatham. That one hitting off the top of the net, dug out by Krim. Torres is set for Felton. That'll ricochet off of Pepperman. Now Torres setting near side for Jess Moore with a slight effort, and Jess Moore gets the Bison on the board.
I'll tell you what, Jess does that every time. Everyone knows her for her power. She checks up and does that little redirect. It gets them every time.
Jess Moore, of course, a two-time PAC Offensive Player of the Week for the Bison. Her serve dug out by Bogovich, now sent over the top by King. Torres setting near side for Kaler, who does the identical move that Jess Moore just had, and the Bison take their first lead of set one. Jess Moore will continue to serve, the senior from Stewartston, Pennsylvania, Kennard-Dale High School product. Get the official whistle from our referee crew. Serve over from Moore. It's dug out by the libero Dominic, redirected in front by Pepperman, but an infringement on the play as they're going to get Pepperman with the carry, and the Bison will extend their lead to 2. Serve over from Moore, dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting near side for Kaylee Davis, redirected in front. Davis shoveling it over herself. Torres setting for Felton with a little redirect, sent back up in the air by Dominic. Now Pepperman, far side for Bogovich, off the hands of Asia Krim, and Chatham get a point back.
Substitution here. It's like number 15, Sydney Kirker's coming into the game, and Jess Moore, number 12, coming out of it.
And as for Chatham, it will be Paige Bagosi entering the game, Kaylee Davis out as Bagosi drops back to serve, the sophomore from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. That serve dug out by Krim. Torres setting far side for Felton. That'll ricochet off the hands of Riley Ritko, and back behind the basketball hoop. Bison getting that point right back. Now Anna Taylor out of the game for the Bison. We see Brooke Dahlgren enter for the first time here in set one. It'll be Elena Torres serving here for the Bison. That serve dug out by Ritko. Pepperman setting near side for King, and that'll drop in front of Elena Torres as Chatham gets another point. Chatham set to make a quick substitution as Emily Ritchie will enter the game. She will enter in place of Riley Ritko as Bogovich, the sophomore from Forest Hills, will serve. Dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Kaler with a powerful effort, but that'll carry him into the Chatham bench, and we're tied at 4 here in set one. Serve over from Bogovic off the hands of Sydney Kirker. Torres quickly over, setting it for Dahlgren, going cross court, and that one just out of play as Chatham saw it out, and they take another lead here in set one. Serve over from Bogovic, dug out by Krim. Torres near side to Dahlgren, going cross court, dug out by Dominic. Now Pepperman setting far side for Ritchie. Diving effort there from Kirker. Torres sets for Kaler with a powerful strike, but not before violation called against the Bison. They're going to get a double hit as Chatham will keep control of the ball with the serve. Serve over off the hands of Kirker, carrying into the bleachers. Dahlgren cannot get there. Chatham will extend their lead to 3, ahead 7-4 early here in set one.
Girls need to settle down. Getting a little too over, getting in the head. Just need to take it one at a time here.
Serve over from Bogovic, not clearing the net, and the Bison will take an early Christmas present as we see Emma Marthins enter in place of the libero Asia Krim. Riley Felton serving now for Bethany. Felton, the junior from Salineville, Ohio, looking to cut this deficit down now. Serve over from Felton off the hands of Ritchie. Now sent over by Ritchie again. Diving effort from Felton, not enough to keep it afloat. And Chatham will get another point back, reestablishing their 3-point lead. As Adriana Conforti enters for Chatham, she will be serving now. Riley Felton out of the game for the Bison. The serve over, dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Martins, powerful strike, but out of play as Chatham lead now 9-5. And Josh, the Bison seem to be doing everything right. It's just that final attack that they can't find a way to get between the lines.
They just need to be patient. They're getting too worried about the score. They look up at the clock every time as they're playing. Take it one play at a time.
Serve over from Torres.
And there it is.
Attack from Marthins. That'll ricochet off the hands of Bogovic. Jess Moore back into the game. And for Chatham, Macy King exiting. As we wait to make it official to see Jess Moore enter in place of Sydney Kirker. Greg Lockley, the R2, confirming it with the score table, as it'll be Olivia Kaler serving for the Bison. That one won't clear the top of the net. And Chatham getting another point as we see Kaylee Davis back into the game for the Cougars. Paige Bagosi giving way to the freshman from Salem, Ohio, as it'll be Shayla Pepperman serving. Her serve dug out by Kaler. Torres setting near side for Jess Moore. That'll ricochet, diving effort there from Dominic. Sent back over by Kaylee Davis. And play blown dead as the Bison will take the point. And now Anna Taylor back in place of Brooke Dahlgren.
And the student section letting them know they're here.
Absolutely. The classic "you can't do that" chant.
Brings you back to high school.
Absolutely. As the serve over from Taylor, just out of play. It was Emily Ritchie seeing it out. It'll go down as a service error against Taylor.
Number 17, Riley Ricco coming out of the game. Coming into the game. Couldn't see who it was, did you?
Yeah, Emily Ritchie out of the game now for Chatham, as the serve over from Ritco is dug out by Taylor. Torres setting near side for Moore. Dug out there by Bogovic. Now Pepperman setting near side for Davis. That'll take a deflection, but Kaler right there. Torres setting for Martins. Powerful strike, but just out of play. And now Coach Hilliard going to be calling her first timeout here of the match and set one. Chatham lead at this break 12-7. Of course, we remind you the winner a spot in the PAC championship game. They will be facing the winner of Westminster and Grove City. That match, of course, going on simultaneously currently in its first set. We'll bring you the status of that match momentarily. But Josh, you have to imagine at this point, Coach Hilliard just telling the squad to settle down. They recognize what's at stake. It's just a matter of going out there and executing.
Yeah, Drew, you know this as well as I do as an athlete. We get caught up in the moment. We don't realize that we need to slow down, focus, play the game. You know, it's the classic battle every athlete faces in a moment. And you have to figure out who's going to rise above it. And I'm pretty sure Bethany's going to. Chatham's coming out strong. But I'll tell you what, their ability to rebound in these situations is unbelievable, and it's going to be amazing to watch.
Absolutely. Of course, the Bison dealing with the blessing and a curse. Of course, that is the adrenaline rush with this home playoff game. Westminster currently up on Grove City 12-9 in set 1. As Chatham will be serving once more. Riley Ritko continuing to serve, the junior from Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, dealing with that student section. Her serve dug out by Taylor. Now Torres setting for Kaler with the back row attack. That'll ricochet off of Ritko as Bogovic able to keep it afloat. Diving effort there from Krim, setting up near side for Moore with a powerful kill, dropping in front of the Chatham Cougars. That was Riley Ritko dropping to her knees but could not keep it afloat.
Emma Martha coming out of the game, Riley Felton coming in.
Coach Hillier, of course, turning to several members of her bench already as Asia Krim sends her serve over, dug out by Bogovic. Now Pepperman setting for Davis with a powerful effort, sneaking just inside the line over the head of Anna Taylor. Chatham getting the point right back as Bailey Horan exits in place of Macy King. It'll be the libero Megan Dominic serving the North Hills High School product. That serve dug out by Jess Moore. Torres setting for Moore once again. That one off the hands of Pepperman. Now Dominic setting far side for Bogovic, dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Felton with a ricochet by the Chatham Cougars. Torres sending it over herself. It's dug out by Pepperman. Now Dominic setting near side for Davis, past the diving Asia Krim. And Chatham once again taking the point, looking to further and further extend that lead as it's up to 6 now, 14-8. Serve over from Dominic, and play whistled dead as the officials not quite ready. This girl is very antsy to get play restarted. Bison arguably getting a break there as it dropped right in front of Asia Krim. Would have been a service ace for the Cougars. And now Dominic will send it over once more where it's dug out by Anna Taylor. Torres setting near side for Moore off the hands of Pepperman. Dominic up to Davis. That'll drop in play, take a deflection in the process. Riley Felton, Jess Moore right up there in front of the net. Appeared to hit off of one or both of them as Chatham now continues the rally here in the opening set. Serve over from Dominic, out of play. It'll go down as a service error for 10 in purple. And the Bison finding a way to get control once again here in set 1 as Jess Moore back to serve. Her serve that time dug out by Ritko. Pepperman setting for Macy King with a powerful strike, deflecting off of Asia Krim. Now Kaler sending it over herself as Pepperman setting far side for Bogovic off the hands of Jess Moore and back out of play. Chatham getting that point right back. Sydney Kirker entering in place of Jess Moore. Paige Bagosi set to enter in place of Kaylee Davis for Chatham. As it'll be Bagosi dropping back to serve. Serve over, dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Kaler near side. Powerful effort, that'll ricochet off of a pair of Cougars and get the Bison back with a point there that time. Brooke Dahlgren entering in place of Anna Taylor as Coach Hillier looks to keep her squad fresh. As it'll be Elena Torres serving for the Bison. Serve over from Torres, dug out by Bogovic. Diving effort there from Dominic, sent over by Bogovic. And now the Bison getting a point there. Torres will continue to serve. Serve over from Torres, down to a knee is Ritko. Diving effort there from Pepperman. Bogovic will shovel it over, but Riley Felton right in front of the net saying, "I don't think so." and getting the Bison another point.
That was unbelievable. Riley Felt was on her down motion, but her ability to have such a long reach with her arms and her extension, she was able to get her fingertips right on that ball.
Of course,
beautiful
it helps
play.
when you're 6'1".
Yeah, that helps a lot, huh?
As the serve over from Torres, dug out by Ritko. Pepperman setting far side for Bogovic, redirected in front again by Felton. Now Pepperman setting for King, redirected by Kaler.
2 blocks.
And now Ritko over to Bogovic, redirected again by Dahlgren. And now Pepperman will send it over herself off of Felton. Kaler with the attack, that'll ricochet off of Bogozzi. Pepperman setting far side for Bogovic, but it can't clear the net. And now the Bison are all in control of set 1 right now. And now head coach of Chatham, Joseph Portak, calling his first timeout of the set.
Man, you look back at that. Riley Felton just showed how well she's able to play her position. 4 blocks in a row, not letting them over, and then gets the point herself.
Absolutely. That rally for the Bison, very crucial to get themselves back into set number 1. Trailing by 3, 16-13 for those of you just tuning in on the Bethany Broadcasting Network live on YouTube. The Bison, of course, sweeping both matchups against Chatham in the regular season, both here inside Hummel Fieldhouse and on the road in Pittsburgh, as the Bison won the sets in the home matchup by an average of 11 1/3 points compared to 4 1/3 on the road, as Chatham has came to play fresh off of that 3-1 victory against Geneva at home. And you would have to believe that the point differential here in these sets is going to be much similar to the road figure than the home. We take a look now once again at the score in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, between Grove City and Westminster. The Titans ahead in that one, 20-14 in the opening set. Becky Adelman, the latest kill for the Titans. Elena Torres continuing to serve for the Bison, the junior from Lenexa, Virginia. As Chatham looked to stop the bleeding. Serve over from Torres, dug out by Dominic, sent over by King, deflected in front. Torres setting far side for Dahlgren, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman will send it over, one-handed effort there from Krim, redirected by Felton. Pepperman setting for Bogovic far side, that'll take a deflection off of Felton. Torres setting near side for Kaler, deflected in front by a pair of Cougars. And now Bogovic trying to keep it alive, that'll deflect off of Felton, and Chatham get the point back directly out of the timeout. We see Emily Ritchie back into the game now in place of Riley Ritko, as Bogovic will be back to serve for Chatham. Serve over from Bogovic, dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Kaler far side, dug out by Bogovic, and now Riley Felton right in front, making her presence known once again.
Like I said, Bethany's hungry.
Serve over from Felton, dug out by Dominic, sent over by Ritchie. That one sneaking just inside of taking the deflection off of the Bison. Officiating crew on the same page, signaling that for us up here in the booth. Patty Nealis, Greg Walkley, Chatham keeping the point, leading 18-14. As the serve over from Adriana Conforti, dug out by Krim. Torres setting near side for Dahlgren, who will shovel that one over just out of play. Line judge Barry Schafrin right there to call that one. Chatham reestablishing a 5-point lead.
With this being the semi-final game and all, how tight do you think the refs are going to be officiating this game?
About as tight as ever, as that one sent over from Dahlgren. Now Pepperman setting for Ritchie, redirected in front by the Bison. Emma Marthins, the brick wall, doing what she does best as middle blocker. Marthins, the sophomore from Elkridge, Maryland, making her presence known in front of the net. As the Bison trail 19-15, serve over from Kaler, diving effort there from Dominic, and now the attack coming up from the back row is Emily Ritchie, but it's out of play over the baseline, and the Bison get another point. Kaler continuing to serve for the Bison, dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting far side for Bailey Horan, who sneaks that one inside the line. And now Chatham going to be making another substitution as Kaylee Davis enters in place of Paige Bogozzi. Chatham into the 20-point mark, just 5 away from taking the opening set as the serve from Peppermint dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Jess Moore, who just sneaks it over. Ritchie digging it out. Peppermint setting for Davis off the hands of Torres. Now Krim setting far side for Dahlgren, going cross court where it's dug out by Kaylee Davis. Peppermint setting for Ritchie off the hands of Kaler. Torres setting near side for Moore, dug out by Dominic. And now Peppermint setting for Davis, going cross court off the hands of Dahlgren. Jess Moore will shovel it over herself. Dominic to Peppermint, up for Ritchie, redirected in front by Martins. Chatham keep it alive, sent over the net there by Ritko. Torres setting for Dahlgren with the powerful effort off the hands of Bogovic and into the bleachers. The Bison, after that long rally, getting the point back.
Beautiful rally there. Just amazing showing of volleyball.
Deflection actually coming off of Emily Ritchie. Riley Ritko not in the game currently, as the serve over from Taylor just clears the net. Chatham can't return it, and the Bison, and especially Anna Taylor, will say thank you very much. Bison trailing by just 2, 20-18. The serve over from Taylor, dug out by Dominic. Peppermint setting near side for Ritchie, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Martins with a redirect. Double hit called against Emma Martins directly in front as Chatham get their 3-point advantage back. Riley Ritko entering in place of Emily Ritchie.
I don't know about that call, Drew.
It's very close. Patty Nealis right there with the call as the serve over from Ritko. Jess Moore sending it over off the hands of Peppermint. Dominic setting near side for Davis with a powerful effort, but just outside the line as the Bison get the point back. Anna Taylor seeing it out as Riley Felton enters in place of Emma Martins as the Bison look to get some size directly in front of the net. Asia Krim serving for Bethany off the hands of Ritko. Peppermint setting for Davis, redirected in front. Chatham scrambling to keep it alive. Bogovic will send it over. Felton keeps it afloat. Torres setting for Moore near side with a powerful effort. Jess Moore getting the Bison 1 point closer to tying this one up. And that's exactly why Jess Moore is a 2-time PAC Offensive Player of the Week in the regular season for efforts just like that. Serve over from Krim off the hands of Bogovic. Peppermint back to Bogovic, redirected in front by Felton. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie game here in set 1, 21-21.
You know, Drew, this is only set 1. This stadium's already going. Everyone at home can hear how loud this stadium is right now. And to be honest, it's even louder in person.
Absolutely. Coach Bortak for Chatham calling his second timeout of the set, much to the pleasure of this Bison student section. We have Boomer in attendance here tonight. Of course, our official mascot here in Bethany, West Virginia, trying to ramp up this student section even more as Westminster leads set 1, 23-16. Of course, the winner of that match taking on the winner of this match. Time and location to be determined based upon who ultimately comes out on top, as the higher seed would be set to host the PAC championship game. We do know will be taking place on Saturday. As we get an update now, Westminster taking the first set 25-17 as Westminster made quick work there of the opening set. Grove City keeping themselves alive as long as they could, but Westminster showing its strong ability here in the President's Athletic Conference. Both teams back onto the court now. Krim will continue to rally for the Bison as we're tied 21 apiece in the opening set. Serve over from Krim, dug out by Bogovic, sent off the hands of Taylor. Torres setting for Felton, ricocheted off of a trio of Cougars. Now Peppermint setting far side for Bogovic, off the arm of a diving Anna Taylor, and Chatham will get a point back as we see Macy King enter the game in place of Bailey Horan. Megan Dominic serving for the Cougars. Her serve dug out by Kaler. Torres setting near side for Moore with a little ricochet diving effort there from Pepperman, sent over by Davis where it's dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Felton, who can't time the jump, hitting off the top of the net, falling back onto the Bison half of the court. And with Chatham reestablishing a 2-point advantage, head coach Courtney Hill, you're going to call a timeout. Of course, we remind you, in the opening match, Chatham against Geneva, they took set 1 before dropping set 2. They finished off the match by taking sets 3 and 4, and then ultimately sealing the deal. The Bison, of course, would be hopeful for a very similar recipe for success as Chatham continues to look to take one out of their own playbook, looking to start off this match the same way they did Tuesday night at home. Of course, we know what's at stake here. PAC championship bid on the line. Winner moves on, loser goes home. Neither side wanting to be the one that falls short, as you're going to see the coaches use as many of their timeouts as they possibly can to try and turn the tides for their respective sides. Dominic continuing to serve for Chatham. Her serve over, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting near side for Moore with a powerful effort that'll ricochet off of a pair of Cougars, and the Bison get a point back, continuing to cut into that deficit. Deficit of just 2, now 1. But every point matters here as Jess Moore sends that serve over off the hands of Ritko. Now Pepperman and Kaylee Davis can't time her jump. Josh, we got a tie game once again.
Here we go. This is it. 2 points. Who's taking the first set? This tells us everything. It might not tell us who's winning, but it's telling who's got the dominance in this. Jess Moore to serve.
Dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting far side for Bogovic, redirected in front off of Felton. Torres trying to make the diving effort, cannot get to it as Paige Bagosi enters in place of Kaylee Davis. Sydney Kirker entering in place of Jess Moore. If the Bison want to come out on top, the win by 2 rule will need to come into effect, as Chatham already at 24 points. Bagosi sending that serve over, dug out by Krim. Torres setting near side for Kaler, dug out there by Dominic, and now redirected in front by Riley Felton, 24-24.
Dahlgren coming into the game, Anna Taylor coming out.
Coach Hillier, of course, continuing to keep her players fresh.
Most of her players normally only play 3 to 4 sets. Excuse me.
From Torres off the hands of Ritko, sent over by Bogovic where it's dug out by Torres. Krim setting near side for Kaler, off the hands of Bagosi, but Ritko right there to receive. Now Bogovic will send it over, deflected by Krim. Torres setting near side for Kaler, a powerful effort off the hands of Dominic. Bagosi right there to find Bogovic, dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Felton, taking a deflection off of Cougars in front. And now King sending it over. Bison scrambling to keep it alive. Kirker able to do so successfully, but not before play blown dead as the Bison are called with a double hit. Chatham 25-24 in set 1 as they make another substitution. Emily Ritchie in place of Riley Ritko. Bogovic to serve for Chatham. It's dug out by Kirker. Torres setting near side for Dahlgren. That'll ricochet over. Sent out of play, but not before the Bison get a point. They're going to get Chatham caught in front, coming in contact with the net.
Asia Krim coming out of the game, and Marthin coming into the game.
As Pepperman sets for Ritchie, dug out by Felton. Torres setting for Martins with a powerful effort, one-handed effort there from Dominic. And now Ritchie going to send it over, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting far side for Dahlgren, and they'll take a pair of deflections. Bogovic somehow keeping it afloat as Bagosi sends it over herself. Torres setting for Martins, powerful effort off the hands of Bagosi, and now sent over by Ritchie. Felton setting for Torres, over to Kaler, a powerful effort, ricocheted in front by the Cougars. Torres setting for Martins, powerful effort, Emma Martins getting the Bison in front. Bison 1 point away from taking the opening set.
We still got 4 sets in this, huh?
Absolutely.
Holy!
Serve over from Felton, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman setting for Richie, off the hands of Kirkert. Martins keeps it afloat. And now Pepperman setting for King, and it can't get over.
It takes the set.
Takes set 1, 27-25.
There's the smile from Coach Hillier. You don't see very many of those, and there's the first one.
And this student section here inside Hummel Fieldhouse, more wild than ever before, as the Bison inch closer and closer to the PAC championship match, taking the opening set. And now it's going to be Chatham looking to come from behind, something that they didn't have to do really in the opening match Tuesday night against Geneva. Of course, it was the Cougars that took the opening set, and if that match is any indication of tonight, it'll be the host in Bethany coming out on top, as Westminster currently leads 7-5 in set number 2. Of course, they took the opening set 25-17. As Westminster, known for its very, very strong volleyball programs, head coach Tammy Swearingen, over 600 career wins in her 29-year spell with the Westminster Titans. So we have just under 2 minutes to go inside the first intermission, if you would call it that, between sets. Of course, for the Bison, if they can find a way to come out on top, and so does Westminster, it would be a rematch of the PAC championship game back in 2018. Of course, the Bison came out on top, won 3-0, and that will be of history looking to repeat itself.
What do you think Coach is telling them right now, Drew?
Well, for Coach Bortak and the Chatham Cougars, it's a matter of taking the small steps to get their way back into this one, this set, more important than ever for the Cougars, as it would be pretty close to mission impossible trying to come back from down 2-0. As for Coach Hillier, really just looking to replicate some of the intensity that they had in the opening set. They knew it wasn't going to be easy coming into this matchup, despite it being at home, having the crowd on their side. And of course, Coach Hillier will be very quick to find ways to improve this Bison squad, as she's done the entirety of her 15-year tenure at the helm of this Bison program. Both squads back onto the court here to get set for set 2. As for the time being, Chatham is set to, now they do enter the libero, Megan Dominic. Dominic was originally not on the court. As we see the counterpart for the Bison, Asia Krim, officially given the clearance to enter the game by Greg Lockley, our down official. Riley Felton will give way in her place. And speaking of Rileys, it'll be Riley Ritko serving for the Chatham Cougars, the junior outside hitter. As we see Shayla Pepperman get some final instructions from head coach Joseph Bortak. Elena Torres speaking with Greg Lockley and now calling in her 5 teammates on the court. Of course, Torres and Moore, the 2 most experienced members of the Bison on the court currently. As Coach Hillier just has 3 seniors this season. The others, Paige Allen and Brooke Corley. Corley not in the lineup, as the serve over from Ritko is dug out by Taylor. Kaler setting for Jess Moore, going cross court. It's dug out by Bogovic. Off the hands of Pepperman, Bogovic sends it over. It's dug out by Taylor. Torres setting near side for Moore with the powerful effort. off the hands of Ritko. Peppermint cross court to Bogovic, who shovels that one over Torres. Setting near side for Moore once again, and Jess Moore with a little mistimed jump, but just enough on it. And the Bison strike first in the opening, set two.
Yeah, she just said to the girls, she said, I was a little off balance over there. That's one thing you learn to do. You learn to read their lips, trying to figure it out. She's got a big smile on her face.
Asia Krim serving now for the Bison. As we have a brief stoppage in play, waiting for the members of the Bethany student section to take their seats. And now Krim will send the serve over where it's dug out by Bogovic. Pepperman setting near side for Davis, where it's blocked in front. Riley Felton once again, and the Bison extend their lead.
My goodness. Both Jess and Riley jumping in sync tonight, making sure that that wall is as tall as it possibly can.
The Bison off to a good start here in set number two. As that serve over from Krim off the hands of Ritko, and now Pepperman sets it for Dominic off the hands of Taylor. Torres far side to Felton, that'll sneak inside the line. Riley Felton doing it all tonight as she gets the Bison their third point here in set number two. Absolutely beautiful kill from Riley Felton. As the serve over from Krim, diving effort there was Ritko, and now sent over by Davis, dug out by Krim. Torres setting near side for Moore, a powerful effort off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman far side to Bogovic, diving effort there from Anna Taylor, cannot keep it in play. It allows Chatham to get their opening point of the set, and now Macy King, the grad student, in place of Bailey Horan. Serve over from Dominic, dug out by Krim. Anna Taylor right there to come to her defense, and now Jess Moore will shovel it over off the hands of Ritko, and now redirected in front off of Richie and Felton. Now Riley Felton with the attack, but that one just out of play over the head of Shayla Pepperman. Chatham cutting into their deficit now. Was two, now down to one. Megan Dominic continuing to serve. As that one just out of play. Asia Krim, Anna Taylor right there to see it out all the way. As the Bison will once again stand with a 2-point advantage. Serve over from Moore. And now Pepperman setting near side for Davis. That one once again out of play. The Bison leading 5-2 in set number two. Of course, taking the opening set 27-25. Where Jess Moore will continue to serve off the hands of Ritko. Pepperman setting it up for Davis. That one once again out of play as Kaylee Davis cannot find the ball inside the line, and the Bison will continue to gobble up the points for a second dinner here tonight. Serve over from Moore, and it'll drop in front of a pair of Cougars. Mark it down as a service ace for 12 in white. And now Coach Bortak calling his first timeout of set two, as Chatham is in an absolute panic mode right now.
Definitely off their game. You watch them play, they're not communicating as much. You know, even with all these fans and everything going on in this atmosphere, you can still hear them when they're talking and when they're not. And if I'm being honest, I did not see a whole lot of communication coming out of the mouths of them. And communication with your teammates in volleyball is one of the biggest things. Find it. You have to tell them where they're at so that your teammates know who's got it, who can set up, and it just needs to get figured out.
Absolutely. Very important to keep your head on a swivel, especially in a game like volleyball, where it's in such tight proximity to each other. A lot of moving parts out there on the court, a lot of bodies, as now both teams make their way out of the timeout. Westminster ahead 16-14 in set number two, already taking the opening set 27-25. We'll continue to keep you updated on that match. Serve over from Moore off the hands of Ritko. Pepperman setting for Bogovic. That'll take a deflection off of Felton. Riley Felton redirecting it in front, and Riley Felton continuing to put on a strong performance here tonight.
She's working that fence, man. She gets up every time and makes it a battle for them to say bring it over.
Serve over from Moore off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman setting it near side for Davis. Dug out by Jess Moore herself. Torres setting for Kaler off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman far side to Bogovic. That'll take a deflection off of Torres and Felton as Chatham gets their third point. As we see Paige Bagosi enter in place of Kaylee Davis. Sydney Kirker set to enter in favor of Jess Moore. And Bagosi in rhythm with the rotation of the Chatham Cougars will immediately drop the serve. Serve over from Bagosi, dug out by Taylor. Torres setting far side for Felton, dug out there by Chatham as Pepperman sets for Bagosi from the back row. That one sneaking just inside the line past the diving Anna Taylor. Chatham getting the point, still trailing by 4. As the serve over from Bagosi, dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Kaler, cross court, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman over to Bagosi from the back row. Felton will keep it afloat. Torres over to Kirker from the back row, off the hands of Ritko. Dominic far side to Bogovic, redirected in front by Felton again. Krim right there to keep it alive. Torres trying to shovel it over herself as she mistimed the jump. Chatham inching their way back into the set as Torres talking some things over with Coach Hillier. Bagosi continuing to serve for the Cougars. Dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Kaler near side. That'll ricochet and sneak inside the line. A win-win for the Bison as Brooke Dahlgren enters in place of Anna Taylor. And now Torres continuing to talk with head coach Courtney Hillier and Greg Lockley, the down official, pointing to her wrist, something to possibly keep an eye on here. Bison leading 9-5 in set 2. Took the opening set 27-25. Serve over from Torres off the hands of Ritko. Pepperman setting near side for King. Kept afloat by Dahlgren. Torres shoveling it over herself off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman setting far side for Bogovic. Past the diving Asia Krim. And Chatham get the point right back. And Josh, we knew Chatham wasn't going to be going down quietly here tonight.
100%. They are showing that they're in the fight. You know, they made their small adjustments during that last timeout. They found their groove. Let's see if they stick in it.
Serve over from Bogovic. Torres setting for Dahlgren. That'll deflect off of a pair of Cougars as Bogovic again. Pepperman to Ritchie, sneaking that one inside the line as Asia Krim, Sydney Kirker were just out of reach, and now Coach Hillier going to call a timeout of the set. Her first one, rather. Bison still ahead, 9-7, of course, but the Bison have started to slip away as Chatham went on a rally, and now we see head trainer for the Bison, Casey Morrison, taping up Elena Torres, right wrist into the fingers.
Maybe get a little stove going on that pinky. You know that feeling, being a goaltender in soccer. Your fingers get stoved, it's not fun.
Absolutely. Not an ideal feeling at all. And of course, Elena Torres doesn't have the luxury I do between the pipes of a pair of gloves on my hands. She's out here battling through the pain with her bare hands.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. You're able to hear whenever the kill is about to be brought. You hear how loud both of these teams are cracking that ball.
Absolutely. Both of these teams showing that they can hit the ball with some power and send it over the net with urgency. And it's a testament to both sides for finding a way to keep the ball alive with such powerful strikes. As Bogovic sends a serve over, and that one, Sydney Kirker thought it was dropping out of play, but it'll go down as a service ace.
Sometimes the gamble pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Serve from Bogovic, diving effort there from Kirker. Torres setting near side for Dahlgren, going cross court. Bogovic keeps it afloat. Now Pepperman, far side to Ritchie. Kept afloat by Kirker. Torres setting for Kaler near side, where it's dug out by Bogovic. Ritchie again with the little redirect off the hands of Torres. Now Krim setting for Kaler near side. Cross court, sneaking inside the line is Olivia Kaler, and the Bison keep their lead 10-8.
Asia Krim coming out of the game, and Emma Martins coming into the game.
Asia Krim quickly getting some instructions from Coach Hillier as Felton sends a serve over off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman keeps it alive. King will send it over. And Dahlgren and Martins scampered away from the ball, believing the other had it. It was off the hands of Torres. Riley Felton out of the game now for the Bison. Chatham making a pair of substitutions as Dominic and King out of the game. We see Adriana Conforti serving. She was one that came in. Her serve carrying over the baseline. So a service error for Chatham as Jess Moore back in for the Bison. Macy King right back in for Adriana Conforti.
11-9 the score.
Kaler serving for the Bison. And now Pepperman setting it for Haran, and Emma Martins right in front to redirect. Bison reestablish a 3-point advantage here in set 2. Kaler sending the serve over again off the hands of Bogovic. Pepperman setting it up for Ritchie, dug out by Kaler. Torres to Martins, that'll deflect off of Chatham, and Emma Martins in front again gets the Bison on the scoreboard, increasing their lead 13-9, and Coach Bortak calling his second timeout of set 2.
Checking up on the score here. 10-10 in the second set for Grove City and Westminster. Whoa.
Get the updated here.
Looks like
internet connectivity here in Bethany Fieldhouse. Westminster taking set 2, 25-18. The updated score, Westminster now ahead 2-0 as they're one set away from the ability to host the PAC champion game. So the winner of this matchup would be traveling to New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, as the Bison are looking to set up another matchup between the Titans. Westminster took both contests against Bethany in the regular season, but the Bison have continued to improve each and every game. And when they get to the playoffs, this Bison squad kicks it up a few notches.
also the last couple times Westminster's played us, we've also haven't had a lot of our starters in. And, you know, that brings a whole different atmosphere, especially with these seniors that Coach has. She has told me time and time again that these are some of her hardest working seniors she's ever coached.
Absolutely. Serve over from Kaler, off the top of the net and off the hands of Megan Dominic, allows the Bison to extend their lead to 5. And of course, you mentioned there, Josh, Coach Hillier giving credit to Jess Moore, Paige Allen, and Brooke Corley. As the serve over from Kaler off the hands of Bogovic. Dominic sending it to Ritchie, where it's dug out by Asia Krim. Torres setting for Martins, redirected in front by Chatham. Asia Krim can't keep it alive, and Chatham get another point. And Kaylee Davis set to enter in place of Paige Bagosi. Davis, the freshman from Salem, Ohio, outside hitter, defensive specialist. The serve over from Bagosi, diving effort there from Kaler. Torres over to Martins, and now
I don't know. There was a lot of re-guide there from both parties.
There's a lot of traffic in front. The Bison ultimately the guilty party as the serve over from Pepperman can't clear the net, and the Bison will get that point right back. Anna Taylor entering in place of Brooke Dahlgren.
Tell you what, karma's something, isn't it, Drew?
Absolutely. The Bison very quick to get the point back as the serve over from Taylor as Pepperman sets for Ritchie coming out of the back row. Now Torres setting for Kaler. Kaler unable to keep that one in play as she got just a bit too much on it that time. Chatham continuing to make substitution after substitution as Bradley Ritko enters in place of Emily Ritchie.
was asking Coach Hillier why she substitutes so much, and she says, you know, sometimes in practice, freshmen go with seniors. You find the better connections when you just let them play.
Absolutely. Pepperman over to Bogovic, and Bogovic can't keep it in play. Bison getting another point. And to your quote there, Josh, about Coach Hillier, of course, that's the beauty of volleyball. You got to find a way to really work with everybody, know the strengths of your teammates, all of them, however many or however few you may have. Serve over from Krim as Pepperman sets far side for Bogovic. That one out of play. However, the Bison, the guilty party, play was blown dead, so the rally will continue with Chatham. Patty Nealis, Greg Lockley in agreement there. Serve dug out by Krim. Felton with the attack, redirected by Chatham. Torres setting for Taylor, where it's dug out by Ritko. Pepperman setting for Davis, redirected in front. Riley Felton, who else?
And she's having a game.
Absolutely, Riley Felton, several blocks in front of the net, showing off her 6'1" frame and then some with the wingspan. Bison leading 17-13 here in set 2. As Riley Felton talks things over with our down official, Greg Lockley.
Looks like after the play, you saw her stand at the net. They were worrying that she was taunting the other Chatham players, but she was making sure that that was just her reaction to her score.
Torres setting for Kaler near side, redirected in front by Chatham. Torres up for Felton, that'll take a deflection off of Emily Ritchie and drop in play. Rather, Macy King, who was the guilty party, had the ball come off of her hands. As the Bison lead by 5. Serve over from Moore. Pepperman over to King. Diving effort there from Taylor and Krim. Could not keep it afloat. Bagosi entering in place of Kaylee Davis. Sydney Kirker entering for Jess Moore. As the sophomore Bagosi will be the one to serve. Serve from Bagosi, dug out by Kirker. Torres with the redirect. Pepperman setting near side for King, redirected in front by the Bison. Kaler getting a touch to it that time. Olivia Kaler getting the Bison one step closer to the magical point 25. And now we see Brooke Dahlgren enter in place of Anna Taylor. Bison leading by 5. Elena Torres, the junior from Lenexa, Virginia, serving off the hands of Ritko. Bagosi keeps it in field of play, rather court of play, as Torres sets for Dahlgren. Powerful effort, and she sneaks it in the line. Brooke Dahlgren showing off her strong frame. Dahlgren, another one, just like Riley Felton, up and over 6 feet tall. Certainly coming to her advantage there. The Bison into the 20-point mark. 5 away from claiming the second set. Serve from Torres, dug out by Dominic. Pepperman over to Bogovic. Off the hands of Asia Krim. That'll ricochet off of the shot clock for basketball. Chatham will get the point. Emily Ritchie in place of Riley Ritko. As it'll be Bogovic serving for Chatham. Bethany still with a 5-point advantage. Serve dug out by Kirker. Torres setting near side for Dahlgren. That'll deflect off in front. They're going to get Dahlgren with a net violation. Came in contact with the net on the way down. Serve over again from Bogovic. Out of play. You could hear audibly Sydney Kirker yelling out, even with as loud as Hummel Fieldhouse is.
Asia Krim coming out of the game. Emma Marthin's coming back in.
Serve over from Felton. Dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting far side for Ritchie. Redirected in front.
Chatham not able to find the timing on that jump. Looked a little bit like she could have got it, but I don't know. Too tight to the net.
Possible contact with the net as well. Felton will send that serve over again where it's dug out by Ritchie. Pepperman back to Ritchie. Dug out by Felton once more. Torres running into Emma Marthins and ultimately had no room there. Bison still ahead 22-17. Asia Krim giving Riley Felton a breather as Adriana Conforti enters in place of Macy King. 22-17 Bison lead. Adriana Conforti sends serve over where it's met by Asia Krim, who does not get enough on it. Kaler was pressing towards the ball and then backed off. And now she gets some instruction from Coach Hilliard. Serve over from Conforti and it can't clear the net. And the Bison reestablish a 5 lead. Jess Moore entering now for Sydney Kirker. As the libero for Chatham, Megan Dominic, the North Hills product, comes back on as the Bison claim the serve. Sent over by Kaler. Dug out beautifully by Bogovic, redirected in front off the hands of Marthins.
2 points away here. Can Bethany do it?
Pepperman cross court to Ritchie, dug out beautifully by Krim, but it won't fall inside the lines as Chatham get the point. You see Kaylee Davis entering to give Bogosi a breather. Shayla Pepperman, the junior setter from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, set to serve. That one out of play. Service error for Chatham. Bison one step closer to taking set 2 as Anna Taylor enters for Brooke Dahlgren. Serve over from Taylor off the hands of Dominic. Krim setting for Torres. Martins with a powerful effort off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman to Davis. Dug out by Krim once more. Torres setting for Martins off her hands, and it sneaks inside the line. Emma Martins seals the deal for the Bison in set 2, 25-19, and you've got to be here to believe it.
I'll tell you what, as you were talking, I was looking down here at the coaches, figuring out what they got going on. You know, remember how I said you don't see that smile too often with Coach Hillier?
You just saw it again, didn't you?
I did not actually. There was no smile. Now she knows it's time for her girls to even put whatever they got left into this third set, because I think she wants to make it home in time for some dinner, huh?
Absolutely. Bison one set away from claiming the match. This student section more wild than ever in between set 2 and set 3. Got several members of the men's lacrosse team running down the length of the court here on the near side with flags. We take you to New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Westminster ahead 11-8 in set 3. Grove City fighting for their lives at this point in the postseason. All dropping the opening 2 sets, would need to force a 5th set to ultimately stand a chance to come out on top. We knew the playoffs were going to be going through New Wilmington, Pennsylvania and Westminster as they went undefeated through play. Something that is a very, very rare feat, as Coach Swearingen has a very disciplined squad, and the Bison, as things stand now, will be set to make the road trip up I-79 in Pennsylvania. Of course, both coaches continuing to go over adjustments with their squads. Coach Hillier, a little bit of the keep doing what you're doing method. And for Coach Bortak, he's really got to go back to the drawing board at this point, as we see him down to a knee, talking things over with this Chatham Cougars squad, as they very well could be in the final set of their season. For those of you just tuning in, Bethany ahead 2-0 here inside Hummel Fieldhouse. The Bison taking the opening one 27-25, and then coming out on top in set 2, 25-19. Both sides making their way back onto the court. If we take a look at some of the stats here tonight, Chatham leading in attacks and kills, 94-85 in favor of Chatham for attacks, 23-21 in terms of kills. However, Chatham more attack errors, 17-11. The Bison dominating significantly, 9-1 in terms of total blocks. As we see Chatham's libero Megan Dominic officially enter the court. Bison will serve to open the third set. Looking to end this one the same way they ended the first two, coming out on top. As Asia Krim will send her serve over off the hands of Ritko. Pepperman far side to Bogovic off the hands of Riley Felton, and Chatham will strike first here in set number 3. Of course, Chatham took the opening point in set number 1. Serve over from Dominic off the hands of Anna Taylor, cannot find its way over the net, and Chatham with a 2-point advantage early in set 3. Serve over from Dominic off the hands of Krim. That'll carry him into the Bison bench. Somehow kept alive. Krim will do her best to send it over. And now the Bison called with 4 hits, as Jess Moore knew the Bison were going to get caught that time.
That's what I'm talking about with the hustle. Anna Taylor spread herself out for that dive.
And now Torres will shovel it over and sneak it inside the line. Past the diving Megan Dominic, getting the Bison on the board. 3-1. Serve over from Moore. Now Pepperman setting for Macy King, redirected in front as Dominic keeps it afloat. Sent over now by Bogovic. Felton from Torres. Chatham right up there in front to block. It was Macy King.
Macy King finally got her redemption. She's been getting stuffed by Riley Felton. Riley Felton has her jersey number, and she just took it away from her right there.
Kaylee Davis exiting in favor of Paige Bagosi, who sends her serve over off the hands of Krim. Torres near side to Kaler, play blown dead as the Bison, the guilty party that time. Looked as if Torres had her foot maybe sneak just a bit too far over the half-court line. Serve over from Bagosi, clipping the top of the net. Torres setting for Felton far side. Sent back into the air from Ritko. Pepperman over to Bogovic. Diving effort there from Taylor. And now Kirker from the back row. Dug out by Ritko. Pepperman to Bagosi. And that one out of play. The Bison getting their second point. Still trailing by 3. See Brooke Dahlgren give Anna Taylor a break. Elena Torres serving for Bethany off the hands of Ritko. Pepperman over to King, dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Kaler near side, redirected in front by a pair of Cougars. Torres over to Kaler again, and the Chatham somehow sends it over. Caught for 4 hits, rather a double hit.
I was going to say, if they let that one go, we got something going on here.
Coach Bortak very frustrated with the call. Serve over from Torres, down to her knees was Bogovic. Pepperman over to King, redirected in front. Dahlgren and Felton once again. Bison now just trailing by a point.
Last 3 games have been 3 sets. Are we about to see it again?
Would be absolutely ideal for the Bison. Still plenty of work to do though, as the serve over from Torres. Pepperman setting to Bogovic, off the hands of Kirker. Torres quickly over, going cross court to Kaler. Now off the hands of Ritko, redirected in front by a pair of Bison. It was Kaler and Felton. And ladies and gentlemen, tied up here in set number 3, 5 apiece, as the Bison have been on a rally as of late. All white student section down to your bottom left, making their presence known as that serve from Torres dug up by Dominic. Riley Felton with the redirect. Riley Felton right in front once again.
I'll tell you what, I'm trying really hard not to stand up. Riley Felton is having the game.
Absolutely, Riley Felton putting on an absolute show here tonight inside Hummel Fieldhouse. Serve over from Torres, dug out by Bogovic. Pepperman back to Bogovic, off the hands of Kaler. Torres to Kirker from the back row, off the hands of Ritko. Now Bogozzi sends it over, redirected by Dahlgren. Pepperman sends it over herself. Kirker to Torres for Felton. Dug out there by Bogozzi. Cross court to Bogovic, off the hands of Krim. Sydney Kirker trying to keep it alive, but could not. Chatham get the point back, and now we see Emily Ritchie enter in place of Riley Ritko. Bogovic serving for Chatham, dug out by Krim. Torres with the set for Dahlgren. Cross court, sneaking inside the line is Brooke Dahlgren. Past the diving Megan Dominic. Asia Krim out of the game now in favor of Emma Marthins, as it'll be Felton serving for the Bison. Off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman cross court to Ritchie, off the hands of Kirker. Now Torres setting for Marthins. Chatham cannot send it over on the redirect, and now the Bison a 2-point advantage. Serve over from Felton, just out of play. Emily Ritchie seeing it out all the way, and now Asia Krim entering for Felton. We have Adriana Conforti giving Macy King a breather. And it'll be Conforti serving, as that serve deflecting off of Kirker. She threw her hands up to try to get out of the way, had it just ricochet off of her jersey. As we're tied once again here in set 3, 8 apiece. Serve over, clipping the top of the net. Torres setting near side for Dahlgren, ricocheting off of Bailey Horan. Now Pepperman far side to Ritchie, diving effort there. Torres over to Kaler, one-handed effort there from Bogovic, as Bogozzi goes cross court to Ritchie. Krim to Torres. Dahlgren far side will just do a little dink over the top. Krim up for Torres. The Martins powerful effort, but it's well out of play. And Josh, I heard you grimace as Sydney Kirker, Asia Krim nearly guided, both diving for the ball. We talked earlier about the communication, and the Bison had it lacking that time.
Yeah, there wasn't no contact. There was contact. Kirker's kind of favoring her left shoulder a little bit. Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much, but I did watch her get up, and she was kind of grabbing it.
And Ritchie will send that one over off the hands of Brooke Dahlgren. Chatham leading 10-8 here in set 3. Coach Hillier calling the first timeout of the set for side, particularly for Bison. And for her squad, certainly not panic time by any means. Down by 2 many times here tonight. You found a way to get back in, and you're several points away from getting close to the end of this set, as it's just a matter of a mental refresh at this point, trying to calm the squad down, knowing what's at stake, knowing that they are inching closer and closer to that PAC championship berth. As back we see him, Bethany drawing some up, looking to find a way to keep Chatham out in front.
Student section showing they're behind them, showing that Bethany College is behind them tonight. You know, we don't get a whole lot of action down here, but our one thing always come out.
Absolutely. There's nothing greater that bonds Bethany College than the bonds of playoff success. As the serve over from Chatham off the hands of Krim. Torres to Dahlgren, redirected there by Adriana Conforti. Now Ritchie will send it over. They'll take a deflection off of Marthins and Dahlgren. Chatham getting another point to extend their lead to 3. Serve over from Conforti, dug out by Kaler. Torres, far side to Kaler, cannot have it clear the net as the Bison see their deficit continue to grow. Serve over from Conforti once more, dug out by Kirker. Torres near side to Dahlgren. That'll take a deflection on its way out, and the Bison get a much-needed point back. We see Jess Moore entering for Sydney Kirker, Macy King entering for Adriana Conforti, and also the libero Megan Dominic set to enter for the Cougars as Macy King also exits. Serve over from Kaler off the hands of Bogovic. Pepperman to Haran, kept alive by the Bison. Now Krim, far side to Dahlgren, trying to go cross court, cannot keep it in play. Paige Bagosi right there for Chatham to see it out. And now Kaylee Davis giving Bagosi an opportunity to get more water into her system. Serve over from Pepperman, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Martins, redirected off the hands of Dominic, and Emma Martins showing her strength once more, and there's nothing Dominic can do that time. Things getting interesting in New Wilmington. Grove City ahead, 23-20 in the third set. Serve over from Anna Taylor. Pepperman setting for Ritchie off the hands of Torres. Krim over to Jess Moore. Diving effort there from Bogovic. And now Davis shovels it over. One-handed effort from Taylor. Torres over to Moore near side. As Pepperman sets for Davis once more far side. Dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Jess Moore off the hands of Davis. Pepperman to Ritchie near side. Dug out by Kaler. Torres will keep it afloat. Sent over by Jess Moore off the hands of Dominic. Sent over off the hands of Anna Taylor with him. Chatham getting another point as we see Riley Ritko set to enter for Emily Ritchie. As it'll be Ritko dropping the serve for Chatham. Ritko serve over, dug out by Krim. Torres setting near side for Moore, going cross court off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman going cross court to Bogovic with a redirect. Diving effort there from Moore. Torres to Kaler. Dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting near side for Davis. Redirected in front. It's Jess Moore and Emma Marthins with the block. Getting the Bison another point on the scoreboard, and they trail by just 2. Serve over from Krim off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman over to Bogovic, sneaking it over. Taylor to Torres. Jess Moore off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman cross court to Bogovic. One-handed effort there from Taylor, keeps it alive. Pepperman up for Haran, redirected in front by Felton. Pepperman cross court to Bogovic. That one out of play, and the Bison getting another point. Lead now for Chatham down to 2. Was originally 3 after the last point, as I was one step ahead of the game. Asia Krim serving for Bethany off the hands of Bogovic. Pepperman to Davis, deflected off the hands of Moore into the bleachers on the near side. Chatham get the point right back as Macy King enters for Bailey Haran.
This is the closest that we've had it back and forth where Bethany hasn't been on top.
Torres setting near side for Moore, going cross court, she sneaks it in the line. Jess Moore doing what she does best.
You know what? We gotta give her a nickname. I don't care who comes up with it. Send in what you got in the comments. We need something for her because she's bringing it.
Serve over from Moore. Pepperman to Bogovic. Off the hands of Moore and out of play. As the Bison bring in Sydney Kirker. Chatham bringing in Paige Bagosi. Serve over from Bagosi, off the hands of Taylor Krim. Up for Kaler, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman, cross court to Bogovic, dug out by Kaler beautifully. Torres setting for Kirker from the back row, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman up to Bogovic once more, kept afloat by Taylor. Torres scampering over. Krim will send it over, off the hands of Bagosi. Pepperman over to King, kept alive by Torres. Now Taylor over to Kaler with the redirect. Off the hands of Pepperman to Bogovic, dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Felton, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman once more to Bagosi, diving effort there from Taylor. Torres over to Kaler, again off of Bagosi. Cross court to Bogovic, diving effort there from Taylor, keeps it alive. Pepperman shovels it over herself, one-handed attempt there from Krim, and the Bison get the point as Chatham are caught with the violation. Coach Bortak very frustrated with the call. And you're hearing the men's soccer team start the Olé chant. The one benefit of having a very diverse and international men's soccer team squad. And their coach in Frankie Tall certainly pleased, standing at our level. Off the hands of Bogovic, sent over by King. Dug out by Krim. Torres over to Dahlgren, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman to Bogovic going cross court. Diving effort there from Kaler. Krim sends it to Dahlgren, off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman cross court to Bogovic. Redirected in front by Dahlgren and Felton. Chatham keep it afloat. Sent over by Dominic, off the hands of Dahlgren. Torres up for Felton, redirected by the Cougars. Dahlgren keeps it afloat. Torres going near side to Kaler with a little dink over the top. Diving effort there from Bagosi, kept afloat by Chatham. Torres up to Felton, off the hands of Krim. Bison scampering to keep it alive, somehow do. And now the Bison called for 4 hits after a great back and forth rally, much to the dismay of this Bison crowd. Chatham bringing on Emily Ritchie in place of Riley Ritko. Cougars leading 17-14 here in set 3. Bogovic, the sophomore from Forest Hills, Pennsylvania, can't find her serve over the net. The Bison getting the point right back. As we see Emma Marthins let Asia Krim get a breather. Serve over from Felton. Pepperman sending it over herself. Marthins trying to keep it alive, sending it under the net. And Shayla Pepperman certainly having some words for Emma Marthins, and now she's being talked to.
I don't know.
Patty Nealis giving Shayla Pepperman a brief talk with that excessiveness after the play.
That should have been taunting.
Serve over by Adriana Conforti, dug out by Krim. Torres up for Marthins, powerful effort, and the Bison get the point back as Bailey Horan sends it into the Bison student section. We see Macy King entering for Adriana Conforti, Jess Moore entering for none other than Sydney Kirker. We see those two constantly trading off. The Bison continuing the battle here in set 3. Had an early lead but have since been trailing. Off the hands of Bogovic. Bagosi over to Ritchie, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting near side for Jess Moore. That'll take a deflection, but it's dug out by Bogovic. Pepperman, far side to Ritchie, dug out beautifully by Kaler. Torres setting it up for Dahlgren, going cross court off the hands of Shayla Pepperman. And Brooke Dahlgren gets the Bison 1 point closer to tying this one up.
She got him to bite on that one, Drew. She didn't even think. If you watch that ball, we had the best angle. We both could see that it would have went out of bounds, but she bit.
Kaler serving for the Bison. That one just out of play. Paige Bagosi seeing it out in its entirety. Kaylee Davis will now give Bogosy a breather. Chatham reestablishing a 2-point lead. Now the serve over from Pepperman, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Martins, powerful strike. Emma Martins in front of the net. It'll take a deflection on its way over, but nobody in Bison green and white will care about that.
It's hard to stay in your seats. These students have been standing since and around the gym this entire game, and it has been electrifying.
Serve over from Taylor. Pepperman setting near side for Ritchie, and it can't clear the net as Emma Martins right there in front, and we're tied 19-19.
What a game, Drew.
Speaking of a game, Grove City taking the third set 25-21, leading 5-3 in the fourth as Pepperman keeps it afloat. Davis sends it over, dug out by Krim. Torres to Martins, sneaking inside the line is Emma Martins, and this student section louder than ever, and I feel like we've been saying that all night, but they continue to raise the decibel levels. And
they get him to take a timeout.
I was just about to say, Coach Bortak calling the timeout.
Sorry, Drew, not trying to jump you. It's too hard not to get excited with this.
And everybody, ranging from students, coaches, and staff, celebrating. We see the flag runners from the men's lacrosse team once again as the Bison have found a way to reestablish the lead here in set 3, 5 points away from taking the match. He's killing me.
Yeah, but the work's not done yet, Drew. Still got 5 points to put this game away, and I do believe they can do it.
It'll be Anna Taylor serving for Bethany. Taylor, the freshman from Steubenville, Ohio, very local product out of Steubenville High School, sends her serve over. Diving effort there from Dominic. Pepperman keeps it alive to Davis. Dug out beautifully by Krim. Torres with the set to Jess Moore near side, redirected in front by the Cougars. Torres once again over to Jess Moore, a powerful effort. Bogovic keeps it afloat. Pepperman to Ritchie, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Martins with a little shovel off the hands of Dominic. Chatham scrambling to keep it afloat, they do, as it's sent over by Haran. Torres setting for Taylor from the back row. Dominic to Pepperman, over to Haran. Ball can't clear the net, and the Bison extend their lead, 21-19. Serve over from Taylor off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman setting for Ritchie, redirected in front, it's Emma Martins once again. Emma Martins, a 5'9" sophomore from Elk Ridge, Maryland, showing her strong presence. Bison lead by 3, need 3 to take the set and the match. Serve over from Taylor, dug out by Dominic. Pepperman setting near side for Ritchie, dug out by Torres. Krim setting for Kaler, gets just enough on it, dug out by Davis. Pepperman near side to Ritchie, going cross court, and it's out of play into the Bison bench. And Bethany takes one step closer to a PAC championship bid. 2 points away. Serve over from Taylor off the hands of Dominic. Pepperman near side to Ritchie, dug out by Taylor. Torres shovels it over herself, sent back over by Haran. Torres up for Martins, powerful effort blocked in front by Davis. Taylor going cross court to Moore. Jess Moore gets a hand to it off the hand of Bogovic into the Bison student section. 1 point away.
More. It's not a long bus ride, but it's a long enough bus ride to know who's going to the championship.
Absolutely. Serve over from Taylor, can't clear the net. Chatham staying alive. Barely.
Regroup. That's all they need.
Riley Ritko enters for Emily Ritchie.
You know what, Drew? I'm standing up for this one. Final point. Might as well, right?
Serve over from Ritko. Dug out by Taylor. Torres setting for Martins. Gets a hand to it. Dug out by Dominic. Pepperman Over to Bogovic, taking deflection. Taylor, Torres to Moore, Jess Moore. Play blown dead as the Bison are called with a double hit. That'll keep Chatham in it for the time being, 24-21. We see several members of the Bethany student section crowded up on the bottom right of your screen, including head men's soccer coach Frankie Tall, served dugout by Krim. Torres over to Jess Moore, takes a deflection. Pepperman setting for Bogovic, redirected in front by Morthens, kept afloat by Ritko. Bogovic, and it drops down the Bison! The Bison win 25-21. They take the match 3-0. They're being mobbed on the court by the Bison student section.
Oh my goodness!
This is a great atmosphere inside Hummel Fieldhouse. And this is the definition, the absolute definition of pandemonium, the definition of chaos. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got to be here to believe it.
Wow. Let's talk back that game a little bit. You know, we got the energy coming into this game, and the entire stadium brought it. Not only did Chatham but Bethany made sure that they didn't fight. Let's deny the fact that every single set's close. There wasn't a set that wasn't. You know, and we talk about how Chatham comes into the game. Underdogs, they're on the road, right? You know, they're away from us, they're away from their hometown, home crowd. You know, that plays into a lot of it.
Absolutely. Coming in on the road, never an easy feat, and the Bison made quick work of them. The Bison, of course, sweeping Chatham 3 times this season, once here at home in the regular season, once on the road in the regular season, and now here at home in the PAC semi-final. The Bison are headed to the PAC Championship for the first time since 2018, set to have a date with either Grove City or Westminster. We'll bring you the update on that match now, as Westminster currently ahead 2-1. Grove City took the third set 25-21, now ahead in the fourth set 11-8. And Josh, for the Bison, the opportunity to host the PAC Championship still on the line. Certainly something that these girls are going to be paying attention to now that they go back to the locker room. But what would that mean for this team, for this school, to have the opportunity to host that championship game?
I'm telling you right now, you know, now we have 2 teams that are in the championship for the PAC. This stadium and this town is going to be on fire. I can tell you right now that these students are not going to go to bed for a while. It might only be a weekday, but that doesn't matter. This is history right now.
Absolutely. Of course, the other championship team for the time being, men's soccer, set to have a date in Steubenville, Ohio with Franciscan. And now for the women's volleyball team, a date with either Grove City or Westminster. As we got some insight from Coach Hillier, and with that, we're going to send it over to Olivia Zinn, our exclusive sideline reporter here inside Hummel Fieldhouse. Olivia.
Thanks so much, Drew. Yeah, I just cannot believe this. You know, you really had to be here. And, you know, usually I do my sideline reports down on the sideline, but our Bison are so excited. They're already celebrating in the locker room, and I'm so happy for them. Again, you really had to be here. It was a beautiful moment to watch. And, you know, with COVID-19, this was really the first time around that we could really celebrate together, and that means everything. And now we're playing Country Roads, Take Me Home, and we're already home. Thanks so much, Drew. I'm Olivia Zinn. Here we are in Hummel Fieldhouse. Back to you, Drew.
Thank you, Olivia. Of course, Coach Hillier already making her way into the locker room. Could not catch her in time to get a post-game interview, but nonetheless, now the volleyball team making their way back onto the court to salute this crowd one more time. It's always a beautiful night here in Bethany when Country Roads plays over the loudspeaker. Grove City ahead 13-9 in the fourth set as they continue to make this a game. And once these girls take down this net, you can imagine they're going to be racing to their smartphones or laptops to try and pull up that match. As we've talked already, the opportunity to host the PAC Championship still on the line. Drew Von Sayo, Josh Allegro, your final thoughts on this one?
Final thoughts, you know, you think about this game, you think about what it means for these girls, especially the seniors that have worked since they were freshmen. I can tell you, Coach Hillier talks to me every time I go down after a game. She talks about her seniors and how hard and how much they push everyone else on the team. You know, these girls are playing what we've all dreamed about, going to the ship. And if it's any testament, if you've ever been in our gym or if you never have, you look up, you see all of our banners. I believe they have another one in them.
Absolutely. Soon to be, possibly be for that matter, adding a 2021 to the PAC Women's Volleyball banner hanging up here inside Hummel Fieldhouse directly above the camera, so you may not be able to see it, but nonetheless an opportunity for the Bison to play in the PAC Championship. Of course, talked about the first time since 2018. Absolutely incredible match here from Bethany, West Virginia. Again, your final score, Bethany taking the match 3-0, winning the first set 27-25, the second one 25-19, and the third set 25-21. Drew Von Sayo, Josh Allegra here with you, signing off on the Bethany Broadcasting Network, streamed live on YouTube. Have a great night, folks, and roll Bison!